We're killing this stupid little visitor because it's cute and I want it to die. What's going on, guys? If you want to support our content and pick up this month's amazing Patreon rewards, you can do so at patreon.com/itresolves. If you're interested in custom playmats and sleeves, visit yourplaymat.com and use code ITRESOLVES10YP for 10% off your entire purchase. What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to another standard gameplay video. I hope you guys are doing exceptionally well today. Please make sure, if you're not already, that you go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Not only is it a great way to support us, of course, it's free, but on top of that, you are entered to win all future giveaways that we will be hosting here on the It Resolves channel. We do this quite often, and so there's plenty that you can enter to win there. We just gave away a draft booster box of Kamigawa last week, so yeah, definitely make sure you do that. But guys, let's talk about today's deck. It's Orzhov Control. I did something a little bit different today. Normally I go on and see what kind of janky decks we can find or something a little bit silly. This time I kind of went through the actual meta tab and tried to find some things that I thought would be really interesting to play and that are actually pretty good currently. And so this is kind of where we landed. So this is Orzhov Control. At its heart, we see a lot of the mono black features that we normally would see. And what I mean by that are like the Eyetwitch, Shambling Ghast with that Deadly Dispute and Fell Stinger combo. We've got the Meathook Massacre, of course, for a little bit of sweeper action. We've got that Sorin as well, and then Lolth, and then of course Blood on the Snow sitting here at the top with a single Dreadfeast Demon, which is kind of an interesting finisher, but a very good one as well. But with white in this deck, we've got quite a number of other options that we get to kind of play around with here. So we've got a lot of one-ofs in this list, and again, this is taken straight from AetherHub. We're going to try it out as is first, so I just want to clarify that that's probably why you're seeing a lot of odd numbers of cards and things like that. But the removal package gets a lot beefier. We've got things like Rite of Oblivion and Vanishing Verse, both of which are very, very good. We've got Sunset Revelry, which is kind of just a nice card if you're behind a little bit. It's 2 mana, can give you some life, can give you some creatures, and can draw you some cards. All of the things that we want to do. And then an Ambitious Farmhand here, which is a nice little lifelinker. More so, though, it's here to fetch a plains, and then we can use, you know, a Deadly Dispute or a Rite and get rid of something with it, and hopefully get a little bit more momentum going. We do have Wedding Announcement here. This is going to spit out some creature tokens for us, and again, those are really, really good with the Deadly Disputes, the Rites. On the flip side, though, we just get really powerful stuff. These lord our boards, so we've got a lot of extra power and toughness on the field, and that's very helpful, of course. We do have the Wandering Emperor, a fantastic little planeswalker here, flash, so we can throw this out at instant speed. Just a nice little creature, or excuse me, a planeswalker here that spits out creatures, builds up our creatures, or exiles creatures on the opponent's side, so it kind of does everything we want. Dramatic Finale is a nice way to buff up our tokens here, and then anytime a non-token creature dies, we actually get a token, and so it works really well when we've already got, you know, Shambling Ghast, Deadly Dispute, and then we get a 2/1 in its place. Very, very helpful. Edgar, a very interesting card. So other vampires you control get +1/+1. When it dies, return it to the battlefield transformed. And on that flip side, at the beginning of your upkeep, create a 1/1 white and black vampire creature token with lifelink and put a bloodline counter on the coffin here. Then if there are 3 more counters on it, remove them and transform it. So we're gonna see this kind of flip back and forth a good bit, most likely, but a very powerful card in the deck, as you can tell, and hopefully gonna do some work for us there. We do get access to Kaya, another exile mechanic. You'll notice that sub-theme of exiling throughout the deck, which is really, really good right now because you do see a lot of things that, you know, can pull back from the graveyard for whatever reason. And so just being able to exile the cards kind of just takes it off your plate a little bit more permanently. Now, in the land slot, of course, we do have a number of different things. We've got the Hive of the Eye Tyrant. We also have Hostile Hostel, which is honestly a card I've never played with, but you can sacrifice it, put a soul counter on, or excuse me, sacrifice a creature and put a soul counter on it. Then if there are 3 or more, you can transform it. When it transforms, it's a 3/7, which whenever it attacks, you can exile a creature card from your graveyard If you do, each opponent loses X life and you gain X life, where X is that card's the number of creature cards, excuse me, exiled with creeping in, and then you can actually phase it out as well, which is kind of interesting. We also have Crawling Barrens here and Field of Ruin. But guys, that's the deck. It's a very interesting one. It's obviously a control list at heart, and so we'll have a lot we can do there. One other thing I did forget to mention, we do have the full Lessons sideboard here, which is kind of interesting. But guys, let's have some fun with this. We're gonna see if we can get some wins. Hopefully we can. This does have a pretty successful win rate just based on statistics on Aether Hub and things like that. So I'm kind of interested to see how we do with it. Let's go ahead, let's jump in, let's see what we can do. All right, guys, here we are for game number 1. This is a bit of a slow hand. The question is, do we keep it? I'm actually gonna mulligan that away. I don't know that that's the right call. This is honestly worse in some ways, but I think we have to keep it. I think it's the Lolth that we have to send back. This is pretty rough, but we do have at least a little bit of early game here, and so I'm gonna take the opportunity to go with it. That first hand was just bad. Like, we weren't doing anything for a very long time, so I think that this is better. We'll actually play that ambitious farm hand. This is gonna get a land for us here, which is definitely useful. We do kind of need extra black sources more than we need extra white sources. However, we do have cards like the Wandering Emperor that are of course relevant, and we do want to make sure we can play those. So still definitely an important piece to the puzzle here. Let's do first things first and just attack in. We'll see if this actually lands or not. They may have an answer for it, but it looks like not. Perfect. So I think what we're gonna do is play it very safe. We are the control deck after all. What we're able to do here is leave up that Deadly Dispute, so if they happen to have a way to kill this, that's fine. And then what we can do instead is we have that Vanishing Verse if we need to. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do this. Just to set ourselves up a little bit here. I know we have to discard a card, but each opponent sacrifices a creature unless they discard a card. So we do have to discard a card here. I think we can just get rid of the planes and be perfectly fine with that. We will reveal the planes here. Now we've got a couple of options. I mean, we could certainly Shambling Ghast and Vanishing Verse on this. Creature cards in the defending player's graveyard. I kind of like that play. I know it's not necessarily amazing, but that card is slightly annoying. And so I'm all too happy to get rid of it here. And then this gives us, again, a little something that we can use later on. Wow, they just have another one. Okay. Well, here I will sacrifice the creature because at this point it's kind of okay that we do. Yep. We get to play the land out. And again, we're just going to exile this. We can actually sack a treasure token with this, so let's do that instead. Kind of want to keep that Shambling Ghast around for future use. And just to give a little bit of protection. I mean, obviously they're trying to discard or get rid of our creatures here, so I'm all too happy to do that. Interesting. So we can actually Rite of Oblivion on the Professor here, which, I mean, I think we just do, right? Let's make sure we're doing things in the correct order. I think first things first, let's make sure we attack them with the Shambling Ghast. We know we want to do that, so this is a pretty easy thing. We could have, I guess, activated the Crawling Barrens too, but that would not have killed. So I do think the play is just to exile this here. And I think I will use that treasure token. We've actually got plenty of mana at this point, so I'm not as worried about our mana constriction. I think I'd rather make sure we keep something on the field here. Okay. Yeah. So we create a treasure token. This is kind of a nice place to be because we do get to throw the Sunset Revelry out. All right. Let's go ahead and throw that Sorin down. And I am going to go ahead and throw the 2/3 out. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you got me. A little annoying for sure, but not the end of the world. Yep. They're gonna Hagra Mauling on that. That's fine. I'm gonna go ahead and activate that Crawling Barrens here. We'll take the action, and we'll get the attack in. So the question is, do we want to exploit using that Crawling Barrens just to be able to draw some cards here? Honestly, as much as I don't want to, I think that we just need more cards. And so the question is, which of these do we want to get rid of? It might honestly just be the Felstinger. We really need to make sure that we're drawing cards here, because they are, you know, doing a handy job of getting rid of everything we've been throwing at them so far. And so making sure that we have something here. Wow, they just get Invoke Despair off. That's so good. Invoke Despair is a ridiculously good card, and I'm a little surprised it's not in this deck. It's certainly not the main goal of this deck, so I get it, but man. They are sacrifice a non-demon creature if you do. Huh. Okay. I mean, we can just play this. They've played 2 Invoke Despairs, and they've had quite a bit of removal, though. I wish we could do, like, multiple things here, but we're kind of in a bad place for that. I'm actually going to do this, though. We're going to get one of these Invoke Despairs out of there. Let's see what happens. All right. I'm going to end the turn. That might not have been the best play. I'm really not sure. We could have Crawling Barrens for more damage, but I'm actually kind of in the camp of trying to get rid of their graveyard a little bit here. Okay. Yep. I mean, they just have such a full grip of cards. I mean, look at this. We're very late game at this point, and look how many cards they have. This is insane. I mean, we can throw the demon out. That doesn't seem that good. Instead, we can Crawling Barrens and get an attack in. I think I do like that better. And I am going to go for Professor Onyx here. I don't think we can let this sit on the field very long. I think that's an easy way to die. So I'm definitely going to throw that out there. I mean, they Invoke Despair and they deal extra too. Like, it's a scary place to be. Something to note here as well, they have double Hive. And so some things to keep in mind is that they can just actually throw that out and, you know, kind of kill us here. I think we throw Meathook back. Meathook doesn't seem to be doing anything in this deck, or against this deck. This is definitely a Planeswalker hit. And so I think it's safe to throw that back. The Deadly Dispute's not really doing anything at this point. Wow, they have the Lantern as well. I think this, if I'm gonna lose to a deck though, this is the deck to lose to. What I mean by that is, that's such a long-term setup. What I mean by that is Mono Black Control is really good. We know Mono Black Control is really good. And so if we were going to lose to a deck, I think I would rather it be Mono Black Control than anything else. Just for the simple fact that, you know, this is a really good deck. And so I'm kind of okay with that. I think we go for them. I think at this point we just threaten the lethal. You know what I mean? But I have an inkling that they can probably just kill us this turn. All they have to do is activate both Hives. They're getting in for 6 that way. They do have the Turgrid's Lanterns, so this Dreadfeast Demon is, I think, just gone. I think I do need to keep the Wandering Emperor more so than the Demon, simply because that Demon has to wait a turn to do anything. And while the Wandering Emperor has, some immediate impact, and it's harder to deal with, so. I mean, yep. All right, here's the Wandering Emperor. Yeah, this is just a really well-played game by the opponent here. I'm very confused as to why they don't activate that. I guess they can't. We'll take the action. We might have it here. Nope. All right. Let's kill this. So they're just gonna kill the Crawling Barrens. Man, this is just such a good back and forth game. I mean, they definitely just have the win, I think. There's not too much we can do about that. Yep. What a battle, though. I mean, seriously, what a great battle this has been. Like, this is a fascinating game, truthfully. We've had them, I mean, at least for the last turn or two, we've had them at lethal damage, which is to say a lot, honestly. But this Tergrid's Lantern is going to start, yeah, just pinging away at us for 3. And there's nothing we can do about it, you know? It is what it is. Speaking of which, you guys should totally check out that series. It's been a blast to do that with Country Fried. Dude, we have had a fun time. We only got one more to record, which is a little sad. It's a little bittersweet because we've had such a good time doing that series. But yeah, they just have us here. Good game from the opponent. That was a very cool game. Despite us losing, I'm actually pretty happy with the way that went overall. I think their deck is much more tooled to deal with our deck than the other way around, so I'm okay with that. Let's jump into game 2. All right, guys, here we are for game number 2. This is an interesting one. We need some lands. This Sunset Revelry could help us get some lands. You know what? I'm gonna try it. I don't think this is a good keep. I'm just gonna go ahead and say that. This is a terrible keep. But you know what? We're gonna try it. We're gonna see what we can do. Guys, as we're waiting for our opponent here, and getting into the second game, I just wanted to extend a little bit of a, not safe haven, that seems very dramatic, but you know, there's a lot of stuff going on in the world right now that I'm sure everybody is keenly aware of, and I know it's very difficult for a lot of people, especially, you know, reaching, there's an international audience to this, which I understand, and so it's really humbling in some ways, but at the same time, there is that platform for reaching out a little bit, because I want to make sure everybody understands. I know that there are some very difficult times coming out right now, and if anybody needs like a safe place to chat, a safe place to just get some stuff off your chest, talk about stuff, whatever it might be, please feel free to either reach out to me directly through Discord, through email, whatever is the easiest way for you. Feel free to reach out. I'm just saying this now, I am not some expert. I don't know, you know, all the little intricacies and details of what's going on, but I do understand that people sometimes just need somebody to talk to and, you know, have that one-on-one time with. And so I want to encourage everybody, if you do, I'm actually going to get rid of this. If you do have something you need to talk about or anything like that, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm really not that hard to get a hold of. It's in our Discord. You can just reach out to me directly, or again, email it.resolves.mtg@gmail.com. I'm happy to be of whatever help I can be, and so please do reach out, and we'll talk it out. We'll hang out. We'll chat. We can video chat. We can do whatever you need to do. But I just want to make sure everybody has that opportunity if you need it, because it's very easy to kind of get wrapped up and say, well, there's all this terrible stuff going on, but whatever. And it's like, okay, but there really is all this terrible stuff going on, and we really do need to be like working and helping with other people as best we can. Yeah, sure, I'll reveal that. So that's all I'm trying to say. I wish you guys the absolute best, and I hope that everything in the long term works out for everybody. it's a really sad circumstance that we are in right now in the world. It's very, very sad. And it's all, well, this isn't the platform to share my opinions, so I won't, but just lots of thoughts on that, and I just want to make sure everybody's okay as best we can make it. In the short term, though, excuse me, I did put a counter on that Fell Stinger, so that way if they do kill this, we just get it, like, this is fine. And then we get this little 1/1. So basically what I'm trying to do is devalue their blocks as best I can, as well as potential cards that they might have, like a Doomscar or whatever. Okay, cool. We can just kill that. All right, let's do this. Excuse me. So what is the play? I think it's this for sure. I can Rite of Oblivion on this, which doesn't seem like a bad play. Let's do this. I think I will do this. I guess we'll take this out because the Shambling Ghast has value if we don't exile it, whereas the other one kind of doesn't. So let's reveal a card. What do we hit? I would love to reveal a land. Let's get a free card. I'm kind of in the camp of plussing up Sorin as best we can. Over the long term, I think that gives us more value. So I'm cool with that. And now if they do sweep, we've got like a lot we can do. Cool. Wow, that's a really convenient draw. Yep, we're just gonna this is like almost too easy at the moment. Maybe they've got something. I'm not really sure. They very easily could. Okay, they're gonna sack it with the Deadly Dispute. Sure. Interesting. Let's plus. Ooh. Yeah, you know what? I will reveal that and take 4. Whoops. Let's do this. What's kind of nice is we don't actually have to, like, we don't have to put a counter on that. We can just let it do its thing. All right, cool. And we gained all that life back. Haha. Oh, very cool. All right. It is a really cool card. Flying, Defender, Vigilance, like all the stuff. They've got a wedding announcement of their own. Very nice little card. We also have one. I think I exiled that. Kaya is just so good. Okay, there we go. I was gonna say that Kaya, man, just wrecks. We're gonna shoot for one more, guys. It's already at 24-ish minutes, but we're gonna try and shoot for another game. Let's see what we can do. All right, guys, here we are for our third game. Definitely gonna be our last game. This is a tricky one. If we draw any colored mana, we are okay. I'm gonna try it. Again, this is not a good keep. This is the same position as last time, basically, and that's a really bad draw. All right, here we go. Yep. Okay, I mean, that's not terrible. It's a land. I'll take it. That does mean next turn we can drop Wedding Announcement, which is very good, but they can definitely... That's so good. They can definitely start to outpower us here, and that lifelink is actually very relevant. All right. Never land. So do we Wedding Announcement or do we Vanishing Verse? I'm gonna Wedding Announcement and get that going. It might have been a better option to Vanishing Verse this, but I think I'd rather just be able to block it for a turn. Let me clarify, for a turn, because then we can Deadly Dispute and hopefully draw into something a little better here. But we'll see. That's so good. Here's a land. They get a counter on this if they have another enchantment, which They don't, but they do have Kodama, which is ridiculously good. All right, well, with that in mind, they have Trample, so this does nothing. And then they get another land. Wow, this Roaring Earth in this deck is super good. Like, really, really good. And that's terrible for us. Okay. So I think we have to do this. If we don't, they can just trample over us. And then we get a little 1-1 here. I'm not confident. I think we're definitely just going to get steamrolled here. But it's fine. Everything's fine. Please don't have a borrowed time. That'd be great. Although I guess it's really not. I mean, they get rid of Wedding Announcement, which is annoying, but really we just need lands at this point. We were stupid. We could have Deadly Disputed into Vanning. I'm dumb. That's all this amounts to. I'm super dumb. What we could have done is Deadly Disputed, gotten the treasure token, and then used, you know, that was stupid. All right, we're just gonna block here. Save ourselves a little bit of damage at least. Okay. Like, I don't know, man. I think it's Sorin, and then let's see. And throw out the 2/3. I just think that's probably our best bet. And then we also get this. So then this actually can block pretty effectively until they throw more counters on stuff. But if they just brick, like if they just stall out, then we're actually okay. That's bad. So they get a land. We did not play this game very well. Just gonna go ahead and say. Okay. Yep. What does this do? They're just playing enchantments here, just to play enchantments. They get our 3/4. Okay. Yep. Just attacking with that, huh? I mean, easy block. They have gained so much life. This is ridiculous. Okay. And we still don't have a land. Come on. I just need a land. What is this? Why is a land so difficult to find in a control deck? That should not be the case. All right, let's do this. Again, we're kind of in a position where we just have to keep creatures on the board. Which is really unfortunate because that means we can't play the Deadly Dispute. We should have played it the previous time. It would have been 2 cards. Is it 2 cards further into our deck? Yeah. Which I'm sure at some point we would have hit a land. So this is a little discouraging, but it's fine. Everything's fine. That's so good. That is so good. Yep. That's so strong. All right. They keep not activating the layer though, which is kind of interesting. Yeah, I think they know. I'm actually just gonna block here. We gain 3 and lose 5, so we lose 2 essentially. But I think that that's relevant. Seriously, it has to be a. Come on. This is so stupid. Give me a land, please. We're playing for this because there's really no other option. Oh, thank goodness. Okay. That's really helpful because what we can now do is Lolth and drop 2 creatures. It's not going to be super helpful. Well, no, this doesn't have triple, I guess, so that's good. I don't know, man. We're hanging in there, but not very easily. You know what I mean? Yep, Spirited Companion. That's fantastic. Now they have 2 lethal threats. That's the... Oh, what? Come on. They just had the Kodama. That's so annoying. We're killing this stupid little visitor because it's cute and I want it to die. And that's it. We lose. so annoying. All right, let's talk about this deck, guys. Okay, so we definitely misplayed, and I think we, in that third game in particular, and I think we really proved a point in game 1, which is if you're gonna go control, just go mono black. Like, it's so good right now. It's almost too good in my opinion, but Orzhov Control is very interesting, and it does have a lot of sub-themes that I think are really key, that I don't think the mono black deck gets. Obviously, tokens, very, very good for the list. It attacks on a different axis, whereas the mono black list generally attacks on like Magecraft due to Professor Onyx. Excuse me, can still do things like with Sorin and Lolth, but generally it's much more like it's some other obscure way of winning the game is usually the goal, like Invoke Despair, things like that. So all that to say, though, I do like this deck. We could have played a lot cleaner in that last game, but I think overall we did okay. I don't know, it doesn't seem as good. It just doesn't feel as good as the mono black deck, and it's very hard to top that one. So I don't know, maybe try it out for yourself, see what you think. This is obviously a little bit more focused on that token aspect again, so do keep that in mind if you're testing this one, that it really does feature a lot more creature token style stuff. But I think it's just not as good, and that's okay. It is what it is. Guys, a reminder again, if anybody is going through some hard times or whatever, with this Ukraine stuff and everything there, like, feel free to reach out. It's very easy, like I said, to get in touch with me. The Discord is down below, and you can just email us. I don't want, whatever is easiest for you, just feel free to reach out. We've even got a contact form on the website if you would like to. But all that to say, guys, I wish you all the absolute best. Please be safe. Please be as positive as you can. And hopefully we will be back tomorrow for some more gameplay videos. But until then, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you later.